So, hello YouTube, this is Ahi. So, a question that has been asked a lot is that how I look so awesome. No. The question that has been asked a lot is that how do you record and reamp real amps? So, let's take a situation that the band comes in with the greatest amp in the world, and then we will record it. And then we notice that the sound is like totally shit, and then we will reamp the guitars, you know, because we want better sound. So we'll record that first, and then we'll take a nice Marshall full stack, and then I will reamp the rig through that. Okay, so what we need is two items. We need the guitar, you know, then we need the amp, a few cables, and then we need a DI box. I'm using the Radial J48, but it doesn't matter which one you use because they usually all are quite the same quality when you go $100 and up. And then I'm using a SM57 for the microphone. And the thing with, especially with the rock guitars, is that when you play you must hear yourself. So even if the band comes in with a really shitty amp, it's important that they hear what they play, so that they have approximately some idea what they are playing, because listening just a DI track just doesn't cut it for metal music, for example. Okay, let's go to the miking part. Okay, so now that we have set up the microphone, what we will start with is that we take the guitar, which is here, and we take your regular guitar cable, put it in. I hope you know this part. And then you go into the input of your DI box. Shouldn't be that complicated. And make sure if you have any switches on there that they are off, like for example this one has a merge, low cut and some things like that that you may not necessarily need, and phase reverse also. Okay, so then what to do is that you take another cable, just your regular guitar jack, put it on the true. Yours might say something else, to amp, out, whatever, and you put it there, and then you connect that to the amp, and then we turn on the amp, and as we can see we got the greatest guitar sound in the world. And then let's go to the DAW and let's see what we'll do there. So I'm using the built-in microphone on my laptop because I'm running out of microphone input, so don't be alarmed by that. Anyway, what we'll do is that we'll add two tracks. This is the amp and this is the DI. So let's check the levels. Okay, so you should be aiming for -18 or something like that. So we are a bit on the hot side, and I have the preamp gain at 0 on the DI. So what we'll do is that I'll turn on the pad on the DI box, and let's see where we are now. So we are at about 18, so we can bring up the preamp gain just a bit. Yeah, that's about okay. So, and then for the amp track we'll do the same thing. Well, I'll try first to get the sound good at the source, and as we know this will be a really fucking awful sound. Okay, and then we'll just record that. Okay, now that we have recorded it and we know that it sucks, we can get to the reamping part. So as most of you might know, for reamping you need a reamp box. I'm using the Radial X amp, but there are various others on the market, so use the one that you have. Some say that you don't need a reamp box for reamping, but at least on my interface, which is the M-Audio Profiler, reamping without a reamp box usually sucks ass, and even if you use balanced or unbalanced cables, so I just suggest that you get a reamp box and get done with it. It's only like 100 bucks, so for the, I think it's Pro RMP by Radial, so it's not really a money issue either, especially if you are doing this for your living. So let's get on to it. Okay, so how we go from here is that I have now the X amp here, and I have a built-in, I have a specially built cable for it, because it has an XLR input, which is useful for real recording studios where they usually have the looms as XLR. So I have a balanced, remember, especially the X amp requires a balanced connection, so you need a balanced cable, so balanced TRS to balanced XLR. So you just put it there, and then you put the other end to your interface. So I hope you can see it. So I'll just put it to output number 6. Okay. And then basically everything that you would do normally, that think that this is the guitar, and everything that goes out is that what you would normally do. So if you have any pedals, you put them then, and then you put it to the amp. And for this demo I won't be using any pedals, so I will just go straight from the X amp to the amp, and let's continue from there. Okay, now that we have connected the X amp, I have connected it to the Bugera, and I was thinking of doing the reamps with this, but it would have been, you know, kind of cheesy because it's a Marshall full stack, you know. Anyway, so let's turn on the amp and let's see what happens. It's still on standby. So anyway, the main thing that you need to know about the reamp boxes, that the main feature that you want from them is the ground lift, because especially with high gain amps you get a lot of hiss. Like that. So let's turn the volume down. The master was almost at max, thanks to whoever asshole put it that way. Okay, as you can hear, there's quite a lot of noise. When I press the ground lift, it gets louder. Less, more. And this is because I actually put the amp to different power outlet, and that is also one of the reasons why I use a NS2, which is the voice noise suppressor, so that it gets rid of some of that amp noise, which is really fucking loud here. Okay, but anyway, I'll try to get rid of that and then I'll continue. Okay, so now I have connected the NS2, so it goes straight from the output to the NS2. So let me turn off the ground lift and NS2, and I get this kind of noise. Ground lift on, NS2 on, and it's basically really quiet. And what we'll do next is that we'll go to a DAW and let's hear how it sounds and what we need to do there. So now we are here in DAW, and first thing that we'll do is that we'll mute the amp track. And like I said, that the guitar is going to output number 6. Let's go to the profile preference panel, just in case. Check that we are only sending to software returns number 6. And let's go to devices, VST connections, output, add bus, mono, software return number 6. So this is the reamp. And what we'll do is that I'll mute my speakers because I don't want to hear any of this. And I'll just put this to the reamp output, and this is the reamp. And let's check the levels. Okay, I'm getting something in. I'll just add some preamp gain. And because I didn't add a tube screamer, I'll just add one here. Let's use the free one, which is the TS99. Just a bit drive, turn to the max, something like that. Okay, so that's on the DI track, and it's going to the reamp chain, and then it goes to NS2 and to the Bugera. And I have the same microphone. I just put it on front of the cabinet. So let's check the levels, how much we are getting. I'll first get the tone from the amp, and then if I need, I'll just adjust it from the preamps on the profiler. Okay, seems to be close enough, so let's put that to record, turn off the monitoring, and let's record. Okay, so there you saw how you do guitar recording and guitar reamping. So, if you have any questions, post them in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. I make new videos every week. And thank you for watching, and make good music.